Hey, we're going live. We are live. This is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, and this is our 401st episode. I'm down in the lobby of the hotel because everybody's falling asleep and they're watching TV. But I want to get with you, get the mask because you got to wear the mask everywhere when you go out. So it's late. I think it's like almost 11 o'clock. It's 11 something. Sorry for not being the early bird. Just a lot of things going on and having some fun. We went out to Niagara Falls today. And check that out. I'll put videos of that later. But I wanted to put up something a little different. Maybe this is more development style, more just solution to problems in general, where the first answer isn't always the answer or first thought. And that's why we do Scrum. That's why we have more than one person on a team try to help solve problems sometimes. And I see a lot of this in bug development and bug fixing. They think, oh, it's this, we fix it. And really isn't that, or you fix it and you cause 6 other bugs to happen. And it's because we don't work as a team to solve a problem. They don't look at multiple solutions, make sure they check different things, what's related to what's really causing the problems. So I had a whole day of your first observation isn't necessarily your right observation. So yesterday, so I'm going to give you a couple examples of where we went to a winery and I tried to explain to the lady that they didn't give me the menu of the wines you tried, and it wasn't getting in her head. You know, she was coding a certain way. This is the answer, da, 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 da. The one thing I said, no, don't throw these little plastic cups away so I can figure out which ones you like, because they never gave me the menu, which they usually do. And until you do it, your brain doesn't work right unless you're in the environment. And I had to explain to her, stop taking the cup. Oh, okay. I don't think she got it. She thought I was being mean. I'm like, no, I need the cup to figure out which wines we were trying. And then today, one of the things was they have a pool and you have to book. This is all, COVID stuff. Unless you go out. I haven't been out in the hotel thing and done all this stuff in a while. Been camping, but that means there's no interaction with anybody anyhow, so that's cool. But in the hotels, it's different, and everybody's getting back to this thing. And they have these little cards. They have a pool. You book time, reserve time to go to the pool, and you and your family, like 4 other families. So there's no more than 20 people in the pool area. And it's a pretty big pool. Maybe I'll show a video of it on the way on the end of the show. So I'm not too far from it. And so they gave me a card. Problem is the card looks exactly like the hotel key. And I go up to the person desk turning the card in. This is my problem is I don't know which card's which because I don't know what's my room key and what's the pool key. And she says, well, it's the one that worked in the pool. And I try to explain to her, I was like, well, both keys look the same and they were both in my pocket and I don't know which one is which anymore. I knew what it was going in because I was opening the pool. Oh, and she's like, oh, well, we normally give a key that says pool on it. Well, clearly my key did not have the word pool on it, so I had to explain it to her a few times. And then she was like, oh, okay. So these are all first examples where people assume and have the first answer is, well, what's the one marked pool? Well, as you can see, neither one are a pool, so she had to scan it and make it work. And then I saw a video or a picture that's floating around the internet, and I hope to find it because I want to comment back on it, because now that you're in person, you see what's going on. So there's a picture on the internet, maybe in LinkedIn, internet, Facebook, blah, 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 social media, of the Made in the Mist, the boat that goes to Niagara Falls. And it shows how the Canadian version has very little people, but the American version has a lot of people. And people are like, well, that's because Canada is doing better social distance. Well, not necessarily true. I think they have the same social distance. But my wife and I figured it out today. They closed the border down between Canada and the United States so that the people who in the United States have COVID, they can't come to Canada. Well, what turns out is most of the Americans stay on the Canadian side of the border. They don't stay on the American side of the border. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about that too. Because basically the American side of the border is a pit. To be honest with you, it's not that great. But they usually stay over there, and the reason their side's more full because there's more American tourists. But because they cut the border on, there's no American tourists on the Canadian side. Those people over there have to be being hit like a madman as far as the tourism dollar goes because there's no Americans. The place on the Canadian side, I don't know if it's because of taxes or what, I bet you it's a killer with American tourists and American dollars going over there. But because they closed the border, there's no one over there. So the reason why the boat is empty, there's no American tourists on the other side of the border to fill up the Canadian version of the Maiden and Miss boat. So it's deceptive when they say, oh, look, the solution is because they're doing better social distance. No, that is not the solution or the problem. The problem is there's no American tourists on the other side of the country to fill up the tourism in Canada. So I just want to show over their first instinct and their first cry out there in the world is this is the reason why, or they're because they're doing better at this or that. I said, no, it's a more underlying issue. There's nobody there. There's nobody on the Canadian side of the border using their tourism, their casinos, their hotels, their stuff. And this is where corporate business falls apart. So I'm talking about how that is, and this is where we talk about here. And a lot of computer companies and a lot of stuff make this mistake. They so concentrate in one area. The same thing can go for developers and why cross-training is so good. They say, oh, I just want to be a database person. Oh, I just want to be a Java. Oh, I just want to be a front end. Oh, I just want to be a back end. And people get in that rhythm. Being cross-trained in all the areas that cover give you more options throughout the career. And this is where I'd say it from this perspective. Because maybe taxes, I don't know. The Canadian side of the border is really developed. It's really nice, beautiful buildings. Hotels are amazing. The United States side of the border sucks. The hotels are dilapidated. They need to be refacelift, but they don't make the money because everybody goes to Canada because it's beautiful there. They need to be upgraded. And the regional area around here, because they have a casino and they want everybody to be in the hotels or whatever. The local dining restaurants, the scene is dead. We had to go to 7-Eleven to get food because they don't have food in hotels. And when we're walking down to the 7-Eleven, it's all burnt out. That's like Atlantic City is in New Jersey, right? They got the big hotel. Hotel wanted everything to be inside the casino so that you gamble all the time so you feed your addiction. And by doing so, they undercut and kill out all the neighboring restaurants, bars, kids' activities, things like that around the outside. So it's like a ghost town. It's like a wasteland outside the thing. Well, COVID hit. There's nothing to do on the American side of the border because the casinos killed it all off. And when you have kids, you can't go in a casino with the kids to go eat at the nice restaurant. The only place with a nice restaurant are the casinos. There's no nice restaurants in the neighborhoods around Niagara Falls in the United States side. It's kind of lame. But that's what business, like you get into this thing. Let's put everything in one basket. Now you have no agility to do other things. And if ever your economy goes bad or your market goes bad, you're screwed, because everything was all in one basket. So the same thing with coding and development, individual, business, whatever. You want to have a little bit of foothold in different things and make sure, even if they're competition, that there's a healthy competition around you. Because maybe not everybody's in your business all the time. Maybe you're not a monopoly. And when COVID stuff hits and things that come up, and they always do, there's more things for your customer to do. You're actually a better, stronger company, and you're able to survive because there's more stuff. But if you eliminate the competition, you're doomed. Anyway, let's see what's walking around. Let's see if we can do this without killing everything. I don't know. Nope, pool's closed. Pool's dark. Anyway, that's what I have for tonight. See about doing something tomorrow. Everybody was quiet last night. They stayed up too late. And I guess I'll log off and say, happy scrumming. Think about your diversity and your business and your coding and your background and what you want to do. And keep it diverse, man. And don't always try to become the monopoly, because it's going to kill you in the end. And plus, having a little competition keeps you on your toes. When there's no competition for a while, you get laxed, and you don't see what's better in the world. And lo and behold, someone comes along and just kicks your ass. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good evening, and see you tomorrow. Bye.